What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm on Toxin Gaming. Today we are going over my Victory of the Shadow Riders deck profile. This is a brand new skill that came out in the Duelist of Shadows box that was just released a couple weeks ago, and I think it's really cool, and it gives Sacred Beasts like a really unique ability for the speed duel meta. With the new ban list just releasing 2 days ago, I think that this deck is actually a deck you should all be keeping your eye on. I think it's very strong and can be very competitive if you need it to be. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into this. It says that at the start of the duel, you draw one less card. You activate this card as a continuous spell card, and then you start with the duel with 3 cards in your hand. However, for your 4th card in hand, you get to add a Sacred Beast. So that's Uriah, Haman, and Raziel. It also has an additional ability, which is the most important part of the ability. It says once per turn, you can discard 1 card, then special summon 1 fiend monster with 0 attack and defense from your graveyard. And that's just crazy. The card that we're going to be special summoning is obviously going to be the Dark Summoning Beast. Dark Summoning Beast is a very powerful monster that came out with the box, and it has the ability that says you contribute this card from the field to special summon a Sacred Beast from your hand or your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So all their weird summoning conditions that these monsters have, this card just ignores it all and just brings them out for free. It also has an additional ability that says that you can banish it from your graveyard and add a Sacred Beast from your deck to your hand. Doesn't really come up too often, but I would rather, not have it in my deck, so I guess that makes sense. Now, the Sacred Beast of choice that we're playing is actually going to be Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder. So Haman has a really cool ability that says that if it destroys an opposed monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. So it has a burn effect. If your opponent's playing a defensive game or defensive strategy, this card is able to burn your opponent, or you can even go for game by attacking over a monster with 4,000 attack points and then, burning for that 1k damage. It also has an ability while in defense mode that says while this card is face up in defense position, monsters your opponent control cannot target monsters for attack except for your Haman. So he's very strong in many ways. Not only that, but we have another card in the deck that works really well with him. We're also going to be playing 3 Breaker the Magical Warrior. This is going to be our 3 for our list. He's a dark monster that allows you to pop a spell or trap card on the field. Probably the best normal summon in the game. That's why that's 3. So we're definitely going to be playing him in our dark deck. The other card we're playing is actually the brand new Evil Hero Infernal Prodigy. This card can special summon to the field when you control no monsters, which you can then use to summon your Dark Summoning Beast, which is really cool. And then, like I said before, you can keep recurring this Dark Summoning Beast off of your skill if you absolutely want to. And then lastly, for our one of the deck, we're actually going to be playing Jinzo. As you can see, we're not playing any trap cards in this deck, so Jinzo is going to be the best monarch for us to summon, especially if we're just special summoning and normal summoning the Jinzo for a turn. The cards that we're playing for our spell lineup is going to be Fallen Paradise, which is the field spell for this deck. This card is absolutely insane. It just says your opponent cannot target any of your Sacred Beast in your monster zone with card effects. Also, those monsters cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects while you control them. So it makes all your Sacred Beasts into pretty much towers. It's really good in that regard. Then if you control a Sacred Beast in your monster zone, you can draw 2 cards. So it's essentially pot agree too. So you're getting to your cards a lot faster. It's kind of the bread and butter of the deck in my opinion. The other card we're playing is Cerulean Skyfire. Skyfire is really cool, and the reason why is because you can, cheat out monsters a little bit easier, but it has this ability that says once per turn while you control an attack position Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder, which we are playing in our deck, you can change 1 Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder to defense mode to negate a spell or trap effect. So yeah, that's pretty good. Not only do you create a tower off the Fallen Paradise, but you can have a negate off the Cerulean Skyfire, and then once you switch to defense mode, you're protecting all your other monsters. This triangle is actually really strong. Our 2 of the deck is going to be a Lure of Darkness. This is going to allow you to draw 2 cards, get into your Dark Summoning Beast a little bit faster, or your Prodigy, whatever you really need to bring it out. And then you can also get into your Soul Exchange, which we are also playing at 2 in this deck. That way you contribute your opponent's monsters if you're going second. That way you can bring out your card a little bit faster. In the side deck, we are going to be on 2 Widespread Ruin. This is for the Dark Gaia deck. It is the bane of its existence, being able to just destroy the monster when it declares an attack whenever it gains like a million attack points. It's just perfect. The other card that we are playing is going to be Windstorm of Taqua. This card is specifically in here for Cloudians. You're going to want to just change those monsters to defense mode and blow them up. In my opinion, those 2 decks are probably 2 of the bigger decks you're going to be seeing in this new format. The other deck in my head that I'm thinking of is Vampire, but I've also been playing around with it, and I'm not really sure how I would feel about that deck right now. And then last on our list is going to be Galaxy Cyclone. Galaxy Cyclone is really cool because you get to target a set spell or trap card on the field and destroy it, and then if it's in your graveyard, you can banish it to pop a face-up spell or trap card on the field. So it has utility in both ways, and if you run into a deck that's playing a lot of spell and trap cards for whatever reason in this format, you can actually use your breakers and your cyclones and pair that with your Jinzo, and your opponent's not going to be able to out your deck as easily. But of course, I want to know what your guys' opinions are in the comment section down below, and if you guys enjoy this type of content, make sure you leave a like on this video, make sure you subscribe to see more, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.